Hello everyone, I am Dr. Melita and today we are going to discuss understanding and building attention. I have done my master's in neurosciences and specialization in child development. Why are we discussing this topic today? The complaint I hear most often from parents is that I don't feel my child is paying enough attention, or that I wonder, are mobiles distracting my child too much? Is my child able to pay enough attention to learn enough? To solve these doubts and to explain to you how attention develops and how you can improve it even in yourself, I'm going to explain to you this topic. Let's begin by understanding how and when does attention begin to develop. I'm going to share a few images with you to help you understand this better. Here is a little one, not more than 3 or 4 months old, and yet he's able to attend to his mother's face. The moments of attention that children at this age have is quite fleeting. It's momentary. It's distracted by everything in the environment because everything is new. So things like mom's face, the sound of a rattle, a new toy, a bright color, all of these tend to draw their attention. What happens as a child grows a bit older? Here, the child can focus his attention for a little span of time to what he wants in the environment or to what he finds to be interesting. This little one is playing with two toys. The scene won't last long, but yes, he's developed attention enough to focus on two toys and play with it. Here's a little one attending to two tasks. As children grow older, say by 2 or 3 years of age, they learn to give sustained attention to tasks. This means that they start a task and they're able to take it to completion if it's in a reasonable duration of time. When kids are younger, parents help them to develop their attention span. As the child grows a little older, the parents also help them to shift their attention from task A to task B. When the kids are older, say 6 or 7 years old, they're capable of giving task attention as well as completing multiple tasks by giving them divided attention. This is what we would commonly know as multitasking. This begins to develop in older kids and continues to develop as we work on it right into adulthood. What is the normal average attention span, you would ask? There's a very simple formula to it. So you need to multiply the age of the child by 2 for a minimum attention span and multiply it by 5 for a maximum attention span. So if your child is around 3 years of age, 3 into 2 would be 6 minutes and 3 into 5 would be 15 minutes. So a child would approximately be able to give their attention to a single task from 6 to 15 minutes. As we grow older, yes, this duration does improve and increase. So we could give attention to tasks, say for 30 to 40 minutes to around an hour and a half. But it's always better to take a break by 40 minutes to an hour because then that increases the productivity and the quality of attention that we can give to the task after a break. What are the building blocks of attention? How do we help our children to build attention? The first, most important point is to give them our full attention. By being there in the moment with them as they discover their curiosity and their inquisitiveness about the environment, we help them to engage and connect with things, thus building on those little spans of attention that they have. This happens even before the child learns to walk or talk, and you could use everyday opportunities to help build this attention span. You need to be very patient while children are building and developing their attention. This because when a child observes something, they need their own time to process what they're looking at. Say they're looking at a new toy for the first time. Don't jump in there and try to solve it for them. Give them that time to explore and understand, to attend and discover a new phenomenon. This helps them in the later years to attend to tasks that are not so simple at the beginning and help to figure it out. Parents also need to help children to be able to shift their attention from one task to the other. But this would be more applicable for children who are 3 years or above. A simple example, a little kid of 2 playing with a block of towers would find it difficult if you kept telling him how to make the tower. Instead, wait, be patient. Once he completes it, then you can remark, oh wow, that's an amazingly built tower. That's so tall. Can you build a small one? Can you build a red one? Can you build a blue one? These would then encourage him to go one step forward and attend to the same building blocks task for a longer duration. If the child is older, then you might be able to give commands while he is at the task, making sure that he has time to shift from you to the task and back. It's very boring if you just have to keep doing tasks and really get nothing in return. But can we make rewards for everything the child does? Is that even sensible? No, I don't think so. But a parent's smile and encouragement is motivation enough and reward enough, especially for the little ones, to keep performing the activity and thus build their attention. Something as simple as a smile and a star goes a long way in keeping a kid motivated and encouraged to do the activity. If your kid doesn't like to count, don't make him count numbers in a book. You could count butterflies in the garden. Make it fun, make it interesting. And remember, the goals that you set for your child need to be achievable and age appropriate. For example, if I'm teaching a 3-year-old alphabets for the first time, I'd rather begin like this than begin like this. Getting things too complicated, too challenging, also works in disrupting attention. Hence, make the task quite age appropriate so that the child can attend. Another example would be a maze activity. A child has to follow the pathway. Simple, right? And this can get this complicated. So pick the difficulty level that is most appropriate for your child and challenge them accordingly. This would help them to build attention. These are strategies for working with the little ones. But what about the older ones? And what about us? Can we work to build attention? Oh, yes, definitely we can. What helps to build attention or to help staying attentive to tasks and completing them? A simple formula is to build a routine. A routine kind of sets into your system, and then you tend to do the activities in flow and don't tend to forget them. How do you make children remember a routine? Simple. Make a checklist. If you think reading a checklist may not be your child's thing, make a pictorial checklist. This helps them to remember each task, to learn the routine, and then to complete it. Connect to your child. Understand what are their likes, what are their dislikes, what drives them, and what affects them in giving attention. This problem solving between you and your child would help you to find strategies that would help them in focusing on tasks and doing things that they really don't like. You need to minimize distractions in your work environment. Make sure that your work corner is away from where there's a lot of noise or there are a lot of disturbances. Make sure that even the children's study table is quite in a section that is free from other distractions. Keep the gadgets away for a bit. Breaks are important while working. You need to take a break. Take a break, have some water, go throw a few hoops, play probably a dartboard, anything that interests you. Taking a break from an activity after every hour, 40 minutes to an hour, really helps to give you better quality attention to the next hour that you're going to work on and give your focus on. Break up tasks. When tasks seem too big and complicated, you might not know where to start or how to complete them. At that time, making a breakup helps. This even works when you're trying to teach your kids. Like they have a project to submit. Give them a date and give them an activity. Let them follow this chart and complete it part by part. This increases the chances of them being able to complete the task and thus makes them happier. Make things fun. Give rewards. It doesn't have to be anything materialistic. It can be so simple as collecting points, and probably they get a nice reward for a suitable number of points at the end. This would help keep them motivated to complete homework, house chores, anything that you want to get them interested in. You need to take a break for sleep. Adequate sleep and keeping a healthy body are equally important in order to help your mind, your brain function well at its full alertness and attention during the day. So make sure that you take those. Do things that you enjoy, that you love, because these also refresh your mind. So if listening to music during work is your thing, go ahead and do it. Probably you work well when you listen to music. Probably you work well after a game of football. Find your own likes, find what helps you to get rejuvenated and use it. That helps. Surprisingly, activities that help us build our attention are also activities that help us think. So cool, right? I mean, here are a few simple examples. This is an activity where you need to predict what the next square is like. Can you? A simple game of X and zero challenges the mind enough and alerts it. Or maybe you like word games. Take your pick. This is a simple board game that parents can even make at home to play with kids who are 5 years and up. So it has numbers written, okay, and a few colored squares. Now use this to your own imagination and creativity. Every time your child lands on the orange colored square, he might have to name a fruit that's orange, or probably answer a question from the latest chapter he's learning, or tell you how much of the project he's completed. Use your creativity. Have fun. Why does learning help? Learning help. Why does attention help us? Attention helps us to learn. It builds memory. It builds concentration. All of this gives us success in school, at work, and this helps to build our self-esteem and confidence. And that's why being able to pay attention, to attend to tasks, to focus is quite important enough. Hence, we need to pay attention. And in case your child is having difficulty attending, it's worth taking a step back and assessing what the matter might be. Are they having difficulty attending to the extent that they just can't complete tasks? They begin things and then they just don't complete it? Is this affecting their mood somehow? Are they learning and trying to remember things and yet can't memorize? Is that affecting their schoolwork and academics? Such things are of concern and should be addressed. Let's now try and understand what attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is. If you give a 10 to 12-year-old a few responsibilities, it's quite likely that this is how they will be able to complete them. But if you give a child with ADHD responsibilities, this is what might end up happening. It's not because the child isn't trying. The child is trying really, really hard. But what happens is the inability to attend to so many things in synchrony at the same time affects the performance. If you see, we all use charts, breakup list. We break up our daily tasks into small pieces and then set about completing them one by one. But for a child who has ADHD, that itself is so difficult. They just can't find where to start and they just don't know how to break it down. That's why they have a difficulty even starting tasks at time. Remember the strategies we spoke about? Breaking up tasks, giving fun breaks. All of this could help them to get tasks completed. Here, people who can pay attention are able to climb up the step ladder quite easily. But for those who have a deficiency in attention or a difficulty paying attention, the start point itself might be so vague, so difficult to start out on. So the strategies we spoke about, those strategies can be used in order to help them to climb up the ladder and then take that step path. Also, working with a professional might help, so consider it. Let's now revise all that we spoke about attention. So we discussed that attention is important so that we can learn better and be better communicators. We discussed how attention develops as we grow, how it's different for kids and different for older kids, and what parents can do to build attention in their kids. Giving your child full attention, being peacefully present with them in the moment, and encouraging them goes a long way in building their attention spans. Be patient with your kid. Don't interrupt them. Don't dismiss them. Wait for them. Wait for them quite patiently until they're ready to accept your input or to respond to you. This helps two-way communication that is necessary to building attention. Help your child to attend to tasks and shift attention from one task to the other. Children's attention is drawn by motivation. So make things fun. Set the right goals, set your child up for success, and they succeed. For us older ones, we need to build a routine so that we get done with tasks much more easily. Minimizing distractions in the environment helps. Taking breaks definitely helps. Break up your big task into small steps, into doable small steps, and work accordingly. Use fun to rejuvenate your mind and see how you can focus better. A healthy lifestyle is really, really important. So remember to sleep well, eat healthy, and exercise enough. So many games, so many board games are available. They make you think and they develop your concentration and attention. Double bonus, right? Attention helps you to learn, to remember, to build communication, and also in turn develops your confidence and self esteem. Hence, it's worth working on. If your child has difficulty paying attention, even after you do these strategies, don't be disheartened. Try and figure out if they have an issue with completing tasks, with learning, remembering, with understanding what's going on in their environment. Do they need repeated commands from you to be able to pay attention? Do they have a difference in writing or in other gross motor skills than the other kids their age? Is this now affecting their mood? Understand the difficulties that a child with ADHD faces and help them accordingly. With strategies, they do find success. Screen time, the big discussion of today. How much screen time is to be given? Is screens important? Do they help? My child plays so much time on screen but can't focus on homework. Understand that when a child watches TV, not all of that attention is active. There's a lot of passive input that they gain. So it can't be said that your child was attending to TV for hours at a stretch. Also remember that gadgets and gizmos provide very rewarding, stimulating input in the form of bright colors, rewards, pop-ups, all of that sensory bright input. That is very, very rewarding. Also for children who are already distractible, the phone provides so many distractions, so many videos at a swipe, so many fast-paced games. This is the reason why it would seem that yes, they're getting more distracted. The solution to this is, as parents, we should actively engage with the child. If you find an app or a game that seems interesting on the phone, try and see if you can work it out on paper and pen and play it with your child. The interaction that they receive from you or from their peers is definitely more rewarding and more stimulating. And then they would wean off from screens and be more participative. Also, when we use screens, we tend to focus on very selected inputs or very selected games. While when we learn from the environment, there are many different inputs that come in and we learn a lot about different spheres. Hence, learning from the environment in general is always a better option. I hope this small session has solved a lot of your doubts on attention. And if it has brought on any more, feel free to leave queries, leave comments, and feedback. Thank you so much. Bye bye.